Dear students, in this video I am to present program number 5, which is about machine code generation using intermediate code in 3 address form. Since this is the program to generate machine code using intermediate code in 3 address form, we should first understand what is intermediate code and what is 3 address form. So let's learn about it first. As you can see the diagram, we have an entity source code. We can translate the source code directly into target code, or we can follow an intermediate code generation first. Then the intermediate code can be translated into target code, instead a direct translation. Now the question arises, why we need to generate an intermediate code before generating a machine or target code? The answer is pretty simple, and I will list out here as number 1. If you generate an intermediate code, it will eliminate the need of a new full compiler for every unique machine. That means if you are not generating an intermediate code, then for every new computer having a new target architecture require new full compiler to regenerate the target code, because there will be no compatibility between the previous generated target code and the current generated target code, since two machines have different target architecture. So to eliminate this problem, we need to generate an intermediate code. That is the first reason. The second reason is, if we generate an intermediate code first, then it will keep this analysis portion common for all the compilers which relate to all the available unique machines. That means no matter which compiler it is, it can use the same analysis portion, and then it can move to generate its own relied target machine code. And the third reason is, now the compiler, after the intermediate code generation, can simply focus on synthesis according to the target machine. And the fourth reason is, it is easier to apply the code optimization techniques on the intermediate code. Because if you apply directly on the target code and a machine changes, you need to reapply the techniques. But if you are using an intermediate code, it will be quite easy for you compared to the other. And at last, because of all these code optimization techniques, it definitely improves the overall code performance. So because of these advantages, we need to generate an intermediate code first and then translate it into a target machine code. So I hope you got the answer for the intermediate code generation. Now what is the 3 address form? Basically, intermediate code, as I mentioned, is language and machine independent, and our intermediate code generator phase receives the input from its previous phase, that is semantic analyzer. 3 address code form means it is represented in at most 3 address locations, and it assumes unlimited memory or register storage. So for example, I am to take a small example here, and this example is mentioned in the program 5 question itself. That is, A is equal to minus B into C plus D, and C plus D is enclosed in a parenthesis. So this is an expression or a statement, and now we have to generate an intermediate code by writing sub expressions. So how to write a sub expressions in a 3 address form? So I will show you an example. So here you can see under the heading sub expressions, the first line is T1 is equal to minus B. Here one part of the right side expression I have taken and I have assigned it to a result variable T1. Here T1 is a resultant variable, is equal to minus B. Minus B is the first argument, and it doesn't have any other operator or argument 2, since it is an assignment statement. Next we have T2 is equal to C plus D. This other half of the right hand expression, C plus D, which was in parenthesis. So I took that sub expression and I assigned it to another resultant variable, that is T2. Then my job is to multiply T1 and T2, and the result into value is assigned to another resultant value T3. Now this final value which we have in T3 should be assigned to the left hand expression variable, that is A. So T3 value is assigned to A finally, and our overall simplified value is present in the variable A. So how many lines means how many sub expressions, and in how many lines we have written? We have written the evaluation in 4 lines. One expression statement is divided into 4 lines. So writing an expression in a 3 address form using sub expression in 3 address code form is presented. So remember this 3 address code form, what we have written in 4 lines, so that this thing will help in tracing the program. So the program 5 is pretty simple. To start with, in the main function, it will ask us to enter the number of lines in a 3 address form. As just we have seen in the example, we have 4 lines, so you enter 4, and that 4 goes into a variable n. Then it will ask us to enter the quadruples for every loop, and this loop will run for n times. For this example, the loop should run for 4 times. Every time it run, you should enter quadruples. Quadruples means what? Quadruples means the result variable, argument 1 variable, operator, argument 2 variable. So we have to enter these parts for every line, for every loop. So first time when the loop runs, it will ask these 4 variables related to the first line. What is the first line in the 3 address form? T1 is equal to minus b. So here T1 is the result variable, minus b is a argument 1 variable, equal to is an operator, and we don't have argument 2 variable here. So we enter, see, as you can see, the first row here, T1 is a result variable, argument 1 is minus b, operator is equal to, and argument 2, we don't have any argument 2, so we represent it by question mark. Similarly, when the loop runs for the second time, we should extract result variable first. Result variable is T2, C is the argument 1, plus is the operator, D is the argument 2. This is how we should extract and enter. And third time when the loop runs, we have to enter T3, result variable, T1 argument 1, star is a multiplication operator, T2 is a argument 2 variable. Finally, when the fourth time the loop runs, we should enter A as the resultant variable, T3 as the argument 1 variable, equal to as the operator, and we don't have any argument 2 variable here. So this is what we have represented in the table. So as you can see, we have only extracted T2 result variable, C argument 1, plus is the operator, D is the argument 2. For the last sub expression, A is the result variable, T3 is the argument 1, equal to is the operator, and since we don't have argument 2 for the last expression, that is last sub expression, we have represented it by question mark. And here in the quadruple, the last 3 columns, that is argument 1, operator, argument 2. So this part is also named as triples, for your information. So this is the input part of program 5. Okay, so input part of program 5 will ask you for number of lines, and it will also ask you for to enter quadruples. So once you enter all the quadruple extracts from the lines what you have entered, means once you have entered all those quadruples, the step 2, that is comparison process, will start. So here we have second for loop. The program is having second for loop. Even this second for loop will run for n times. So this for loop does a pretty simple thing, that it compares operator of sub expression or from the quadruples what we have entered just now with the basic arithmetic operators, say plus, minus, star, division and equal to. So when the loop begin, for this sample example what I have taken, for loop 0, the comparison with equal to will be successful, because in the first sub expression our operator is equal to. In the first sub expression our operator value is equal to. In the second expression we have plus. So in the first loop, equal to is successful. So when the equal to is successful, the corresponding target machine code is generated. So I will show you that target machine code. So here you can see for loop 0, when the operator is equal to assignment operator, then we have a corresponding target machine code, that is move argument 1 comma move argument 1 to register 0. So which is argument 1 in the first sub expression? Minus b. So minus b value is moved to register 0. So we write like move or not comma argument 1. Then the second line is move result comma or not, means the value which we have in or not, that is minus b value, is moved to result variable. Which is the result variable for first sub expression? T1. So accordingly the substitution is done and we will get the final code generated for first loop, that is move, instead of saying argument 1, we write move or not comma minus b, move t1 comma or not. So this is what we get as an output when operator equals the assignment operator. This is for first sub expression. In the second sub expression we have operator plus. If plus is compared to an addition operator and is successful, then the corresponding target code is move or not comma argument 1. So in the second sub expression, argument 1 is c. So we write like move or not comma c. Next we have add or not comma argument 2. Here argument 2 means d. So we write add or not comma d. Then the third line for loop 1, we have move result comma or not. Here result means t2. So move t2 comma or not. So we have three corresponding lines for plus operator success. So what is the meaning of these three lines? C value is moved to or not. In the second line, d value is added with the value present in or not. Then the final value will be in or not after addition, and this value of or not is moved to result variable, that is t2. Now t2 is holding the result of addition. Similarly in loop 2, multiplication target machine lines are there, that is move argument 1 value to or not, that is move or not comma argument 1, add, or it's not add, it should be multiply. So multiply or not comma argument 2, move or not to result, that is move result comma or not. Here argument 1 means t1, so move t1 value to or not, multiply t2 value with the value of or not, and the resultant value will be in or not. This or not will move to the resultant variable t3. So t3 will have the multiplied value. And in loop 3, suppose the sub expression is again an assignment expression, that is a is equal to t3. So here a will become resultant variable, t3 is the argument 1. So we have the code generated, move or not comma t3, means the final t3 value will go to or not, and this or not value will be again moved to a. Now a is having the overall simplified value of an expression statement. So the color orange will represent the machine code generated based on the comparisons with the operators. So here I have program lines. You can see we have declared 4 two-dimensional arrays. These 4 two-dimensional arrays represent quadruples. So as you can see here, OP, that is operator, argument 1, argument 2, result. So these are declared as array variables. Then in the main function, it will ask for input in a 3 address form. For the expression, as you can see, A is equal to minus B into C plus D. For this, you should enter the input in 3 address code, and you should also enter the number of lines. So when you enter the number of lines, it will go into variable n. It will be scanned into variable n. Then we have the first for loop, and this for loop will run for n times. So when it runs, you need to enter the quadruples. Quadruples are nothing but the extracts. Result, argument 1, operator, argument 2. See here you can see the output snapshot. So I have entered a number of lines as 4. Then this is first loop. You should enter like T1 is the result, minus B is the argument 1, equal to is the operator, and we don't have argument 2, so you should write it as question mark. Similarly, for second sub expression, third and fourth sub expression, you should extract the quadruples and write it down here. Means one quadruple for one loop, one line. Once we enter all the quadruples for the loop, we have the actual part, that is machine code generation, and this machine code generation part also runs on for loop. So, and this for loop will run for 4 times. Every time it runs, its job is to compare the operator of sub expression with all the basic arithmetic operators available. So here you can see we have written first part of comparison for plus operator, and if it is successful, then we have the corresponding target machine lines. Similarly, comparison statement we have written for, that is string comparison we have used, since all our arrays are character arrays, and here operator is compared with minus, and if it is successful, we have a corresponding subtraction target machine code. If it is compared with the multiplication operator, then we have 3 line of corresponding target machine lines, that is move, multiply and move. And fourth comparison statement for division, move, division and move, 3 statements are there. Then finally we have comparison line for assignment operator, and this have 2 lines. So we have different comparison portions in a for loop. So depending on a particular comparison success, the corresponding lines are printed onto the screen. So in our example, the first operator is equal to, so first 2 lines will represent for equal to operator comparison. Next 3 lines for addition, the other 3 lines for multiplication, last 2 lines for equal to operator again. So this is how we have generated about 10 lines of machine code. So This table you can refer when you look out for program 5, and that's it. Thank you. You can put all your queries in the discussion forum if any. We will be happy to respond. Thank you.